What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another movie review. Today we are reviewing Extraction 2. I went back and watched the first one just to, refresh the brain about what happened to old Tyler Rake. And the first one captured a lot of magic that you really believed that this guy was, extracting somebody. The second one I liked just as much as the first one, if not slightly better, because they did up the ante on the action a little bit. But, it did feel much like, okay, he's not dead and he's back and he's extracting somebody. Cool. I get the premise of it. It feels, very much like Taken meets John Wick if it's Chris Hemsworth. You know what I mean? Like, it gets a lot of things right, and the action is great, and going from something like The Flash, and it's mostly CGI, still very good movie, but like you're watching a lot of things that are like crazy. You're watching a guy that can run at the speed of light and everyone else is moving slowly, and like you gotta like suspend your disbelief because obviously people can't move at the speed of light, but this guy can. But in Extraction 2, Chris Hemsworth's character is just a real dude, so you could see him visually exhausted every friggin' take, and visually getting winded and beat, and you're gonna see him get hit, and then all of a sudden he's like holding a shield, Molotov hits the shield, his arm's on fire, you see him throw the shield, and they never cut, so like there's uses of oneers in the first two movies. I think there's like a 16-minute oneer, and this movie is like a 22-minute oneer, where it keeps the action moving, and it's not necessarily necessary to have the oneer, but because they do have the oneer, it makes it like, it's not a traditional one, or there's hidden cuts and shit, but like, just to see action play out and not cut away from it, and just like, watch it all happen and see where he's going, and follow him from, a car chase, into a building chase, into a fight scene on the building, into a fight scene out the window, into a fight scene falling on the ground, you know what I mean? Like, it's nuts, the Chris Hargraves film capturing that he did in the first movie, and then in the second one, the stuff with the helicopters. The helicopters were cool because it was real, and you could really see that they were there flying, and you could see Chris Hemsworth holding a gun. But it did feel very much so that, like, obviously those helicopters are real, and obviously Chris Hemsworth isn't shooting them down. So, like, at a certain point, he walks out, and he's just kind of like, and I'm like, all right, well, what are we shooting for? Because, if I'm spraying a minigun at helicopters, they're probably not just like, oh god, oh he's shooting, like, where in real life he's holding a gun that's not shooting, and he's waving around, and these helicopters are like going like this, like, oh god, he's shooting, like, and then it was like, one or two parts that I was like, eh. But Idris Elba's in this movie, so, and the end of this movie with Idris Elba teasing the next one. I don't know who his boss is. He said he's a gnarly guy, he's a right foul wanker, like, he's something. But, hey, Chris Hemsworth I'm a fan of, and I'm a fan of the John Wicks, I'm a fan of the Taken movies, and this kind of includes all those with Chris Hemsworth as your guy, so it's like, gotta get back your people, you gotta extract somebody, and this movie brought more of, like, the story about his wife and his kid from the, first one. And, like, honestly, the dialogue and all the parts, like, it just felt at certain parts I was watching just bang, 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 which is the same way I feel when I watch John Wick. I almost need to be in the mindset of, like, alright, let me watch some gory action. Let me just watch people die, like, you gotta be in the mood for that type of stuff. Where, like, most of the time I'm in the mood to listen and watch characters grow and develop, and, like, not necessarily watch characters dish out violence left and right. You gotta be in a mood for that. But nevertheless, very good movie. I enjoyed it. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. Not much you can say when they do real action. It looks great, like, you can't really say much other than, like, if you like it or you didn't like it. And it did it for me. While I was watching it, I was enjoying it. The action had me like, damn, son, like, Chris Hemsworth really been doing this shit. And, I believe him as Tyler Rake, and he does a good job. And, honestly, if they make a third one, great. If they don't, also great. If he goes back and makes a Thor 5, I'm happy. Either way, I'm here for it. But thank you guys for watching this review, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Always going to be a review of movies at this point, so I figured I'd start another playlist. So check out my movie reviews. Go follow the link down in the description below. Go check out my Letterboxd, see all the reviews I leave on there. Follow me on Twitter as well at Big Cam YouTube, and my links will be in the description below. Smash that subscribe button, hit that like button if you're new, smash that bell so you don't miss future videos, and I'm Big Cam. I'll see you in the next one, alright? Peace.